Seeker of truth, witness of the cross, the life and legacy of Saint Teresa Benedicta of the Cross. This reflection is prepared by Father Ayub Francis, pastor at St. Jude Church, Grand Rapids, Michigan, USA. Saint Teresa Benedicta of the Cross, philosopher, convert, virgin, martyr, birth and early life. Saint Teresa Benedicta of the Cross was born Edith Stein on October 12, 1891, in Breslau, Germany, now Wrocław, Poland, into a devout Jewish family. She was the youngest of 11 children and deeply cherished by her mother, Augusta, who was a strong, devout woman and a successful business owner. Although raised in the Jewish faith, Edith lost her religious belief as a teenager and identified as an atheist for many years. Though she remained intellectually curious and spiritually sensitive, academic pursuits and vocation, Edith was an exceptionally brilliant student. She pursued philosophy at the University of Göttingen, where she studied under Edmund Husserl, the founder of phenomenology. She later became his assistant and earned a doctorate in philosophy in 1916 with a thesis on empathy. Her academic rigor, sincerity, and deep love for truth gained her great respect in intellectual circles, although, as a woman and a Jew, she faced many professional obstacles in early 20th century Germany. Edith's journey toward faith was shaped by both philosophical inquiry and personal encounters with Christian believers. The pivotal moment came when she read the autobiography of Saint Teresa of Avila. After spending the entire night reading it, she famously closed the book and said, "This is the truth." In 1922, Edith was baptized into the Catholic Church. She chose this not as a rejection of her Jewish heritage, but as its fulfillment in the light of Christ. Her conversion shocked many, especially her mother, but Edith remained deeply respectful and proud of her Jewish roots. Religious life. For a decade after her baptism, Edith taught at Catholic institutions and gave lectures on women's roles, education, and spirituality. She translated works of Thomas Aquinas and John Henry Newman, integrating faith and reason. Despite her growing desire to enter religious life, she postponed it out of respect for her mother and because her spiritual advisors encouraged her continued academic and apostolic work. In 1933, with the rise of Nazism and increasing anti-Semitic persecution, Edith was forced to resign from her teaching post. That same year, she entered the Carmelite monastery in Cologne, taking the religious name Teresa Benedicta of the Cross in honor of both Saint Teresa of Avila and her desire to unite her suffering with the cross of Christ. Martyrdom and death. As Nazi persecution intensified, the Carmelites transferred Teresa to the convent in Echt, Netherlands in hopes of protecting her. However, after the Dutch bishops publicly condemned Nazi racism in 1942, the Nazis retaliated by arresting all Jewish converts to Christianity. On August 2, 1942, Sister Teresa Benedicta and her sister Rosa, who had also converted and joined her in the convent, were arrested by the Gestapo. They were deported to the Auschwitz concentration camp where, within a week, on August 9, 1942, she was executed in the gas chambers. She offered her suffering as a sacrifice for the people of Israel and for peace in the world. Her martyrdom was not only for her Catholic faith, but also as a witness to the dignity and unity of all God's children, Jew and Gentile alike. Canonization and legacy. Pope John Paul II beatified Edith Stein in 1987 and canonized her on October 11, 1998. He called her a daughter of Israel who remained faithful to the God of the covenant, and as a bride of Christ who united her sacrifice with his on the cross, she is one of the 6 patron saints of Europe. Named by the Pope in 1999 in recognition of her powerful witness to truth, courage, and reconciliation between faiths. Accomplishments: brilliant philosopher, student of phenomenology, and writer on empathy, faith, and the vocation of women, translated major theological works bridging faith and intellect, lived as a contemplative Carmelite nun dedicated to prayer, sacrifice, and service, died as a martyr, a witness to the unity of Christian and Jewish faiths and the dignity of all human life. Recognized as a virgin and martyr and canonized as a saint and patron of Europe, lessons from her life, truth, once found, demands a response even when it costs everything. Intellectual brilliance must be united with spiritual humility. True faith honors one's roots and leads to greater love and sacrifice. The cross is not to be feared but embraced with love, as Christ did. Even in times of darkness, God calls us to be light and witness for others. Question for meditation: am I willing, like Saint Teresa Benedicta of the Cross, to seek truth with courage, embrace suffering with faith, and offer my life as a gift for others, even when the cost is high?